Hello and welcome to today's video on vulnerabilities. In this video, we'll be discussing what vulnerabilities are, why they're important, and how to identify and mitigate them in software applications and systems. Let's start by defining what a vulnerability is. Simply put, a vulnerability is a weakness or flaw in a system that can be exploited to cause harm or damage. Vulnerabilities can exist in software applications, hardware systems, and even human processes. There are many different types of vulnerabilities, but some of the most common include software vulnerabilities, which arise from errors or mistakes in programming code, human vulnerabilities, which result from human error or carelessness, and physical vulnerabilities, which relate to weaknesses in hardware systems. The potential impact of vulnerabilities can be severe. Hackers and other malicious actors can exploit vulnerabilities to steal sensitive data, disrupt operations, or cause other forms of harm. This can result in financial losses, reputational damage, and legal liabilities for affected organizations. To protect against vulnerabilities, it's important to identify them before they can be exploited. Common techniques for identifying vulnerabilities include vulnerability scanning, penetration testing, and code analysis. These techniques help identify vulnerabilities in software applications and systems, allowing organizations to fix them before they can be exploited. Once vulnerabilities have been identified, it's important to mitigate them as quickly as possible. Best practices for addressing vulnerabilities include applying security patches and updates, implementing access controls and other security measures, and training employees to be vigilant about security risks. Let's take a look at some real-world examples of vulnerabilities and their consequences. For example, in 2017, the Equifax data breach was caused by a vulnerability in a web application, which allowed hackers to access sensitive data on millions of customers. This breach resulted in millions of dollars in losses for Equifax and has had long-lasting consequences for the company. Finally, it's important to remember that vulnerability management is an ongoing process. New vulnerabilities are constantly being discovered, and organizations must remain vigilant in order to protect against them. This means conducting regular vulnerability scans and penetration tests, implementing security updates and patches, and training employees on security best practices. In conclusion, vulnerabilities are a serious threat to software applications and systems, and it's important for organizations to take proactive measures to identify and mitigate them. By staying vigilant and adopting best practices for vulnerability management, organizations can help protect themselves against these potentially devastating risks. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.